When a business goes under, what's the first thing we point to? Oh, it was the market, the timing was bad, the competition was just too fierce. But here's the thing. After looking at over 1,000 businesses, it turns out the real reasons, they're almost always coming from inside the house. So let's dive into the hidden traps that are way more dangerous than any competitor.
So, if you're running a business and you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, you're constantly putting out fires, but you're not really getting anywhere, this is for you. That feeling of being stuck, it isn't just in your head. It's probably a sign that you've fallen into one of these super common but totally avoidable traps.
Okay, look at this. This slide really breaks it down. We love to point the finger at these external things, the common myths, right? Because hey, they're outside of our control. But the data is screaming at us that the real killers are inside our own four walls. They are fundamental mistakes in how we set up the business and how we lead our people. Let's start unpacking those.
We're going to start with the first front in this battle, the human element. These traps are all about leadership, psychology, and the all too common mistakes we make when we're dealing with ourselves and, of course, our teams. This is the classic. You started your business because you were the best at something. You were the star salesperson, the genius technician, the amazing creative. But guess what? Years later, you're still doing that one thing. You never trained a replacement, which means you have zero time for the high-level work that actually grows the business. You're not the owner anymore. You're a prisoner in a jail you built yourself.
So how do you break free? This four-step process is just brilliant. First, you gotta be honest with yourself. What do you really do all day? Are you the CEO or are you the senior sales rep? Give yourself that title. Then write it all down, set real performance goals for it, and go hire someone to fill that specific role. This is how you finally start to duplicate yourself and let go. We have all felt this. A key person quits, the pressure is on, and you just need a body, anybody, in that seat. So what do? You lower your standards. You see those little red flags in the interview, but you ignore them because you're just desperate. And that one mistake, it can inject chaos into your company for months, maybe even years. And this right here, this is the real cost. It isn't just about making a bad hire, it's a betrayal of the amazing people who already work for you. There's this one story of an owner who rushed a hire, and the guy ended up stealing over $10,000. The point isn't that you can't hire fast, it's that you can't compromise your standards when you feel the pressure. Just don't do it. Culture. So many business owners think it's about happy hours and ping pong tables and being best friends with everyone. But that's not culture. That's just stuff. True high-performance culture is something totally different. It's about building an environment where success isn't just possible, it's easy. This slide absolutely nails it. Fake culture is just the window dressing. True culture is the actual foundation of the house. Do you have a clear, effective process for new hires? Are their goals actually aligned with where the company's going? Do you have systems that help them win? That's what gets and keeps A players, not a foosball table. Okay, let's pivot. We're moving to the second front, the structural traps. These are the flaws that are literally baked into the design of your business, your processes, your strategy, and your focus. Now, this one is subtle, but it is deadly. You might have a fancy dashboard with 20 different metrics, which is great. But if you ask a question, who specifically is responsible for moving this number up or down every single day? And the answer is, everyone or the marketing department? You have an ownership void. And a business without crystal clear ownership cannot scale, period. And the solution is this simple. Every single critical number in your business, from leads to sales to operations, has to be owned by one individual person with a specific title. Just like this table shows, the marketing manager owns leads, the senior sales rep owns conversion rate. It's crystal clear, there's no ambiguity, and there are no excuses. Oh man, this happens all the time with successful entrepreneurs. They get bored. The main business is doing pretty well, so instead of focusing on taking it from good to truly great, they get distracted by shiny new objects. They launch a second, completely unrelated business, and all it does is split their focus and starve the original company of the attention it desperately needs. And there's a really specific danger zone for this. It's the $1 million revenue mark. It's that point where the business is finally stable enough that the owner feels like, hey, I can look somewhere else. But this is precisely the moment they should be doubling down to get to 10 million, not starting all over from scratch. This anecdote is just the perfect cautionary tale. There's a dentist in Arizona who decides to open a second office in his favorite vacation spot, Lake Tahoe. Sounds great, right? Well, what happens? His attention is split, the original office starts to suffer, and the new one never really gets going because he's not there to build it. He basically turned his vacation into work and his work into a total mess. So often, owners are absolutely convinced they know what the problem is. There was one business owner, he was certain he had a marketing problem. He was spending over $30,000 a month trying to fix it. But when someone actually looked at all the numbers, the real issue was a sales team with absolutely no training. He was trying to fix a leaky bucket by just pouring more water in faster. This is my favorite analogy for this whole trap. Imagine you're making spaghetti, okay? You spend hours perfecting the sauce, getting the herbs and the seasoning just right. But then you just toss the pasta into a bowl of water and throw it in the microwave. What do you get? A perfect sauce and a terrible, inedible meal. Business is the exact same. You can perfect one part, but if you ignore another critical, broken piece, the whole thing fails. So here's the path forward. It's a two-front war. On the human side, you have to escape that control trap, hire people for true fit, not just to fill a seat, and build a real culture of success. And on the structural side, you have to assign ownership for every metric, simplify your focus so you can scale, and use your data to solve the right problems. And that brings us to the final and most critical question you really need to ask yourself. When you look at your people and you look at your systems, is your business truly designed to succeed and grow without you? Or is it really just a job that you can never, ever leave? The answer to that question, well, that reveals everything.